If you would, please open your Bibles, if you haven't already, to Esther chapter 4. We are at the midpoint of this quarter, so I'm going to have to step on the gas to get through this 10-chapter book, and we will try to get that accomplished. But I appreciate the comments that you have given me over the last few weeks about some of the things we have discussed. And if you have anything that you would like to add to this class as we go through it, please interrupt me, because I seem to get on a row, and I need to be just raise your hand, and I'll be happy to pause and let you add to the class as well. We're studying this morning. We're finishing up chapter 4. We looked briefly at Mordecai's mourning in chapter 4, based upon the king's edict was that through the conspiracy of Haman, that King Ahasuerus has now put into law that all of the Jews throughout the Persian Empire, which many historians say that they believe at this point in time that there were probably over 15 million Jews living in the world at that point, that they are going to be put to death in 11 months. And Mordecai, being a man of God, responds to that with a period of mourning. The information gets back to his cousin, Queen Esther, or niece rather, cousin, and she, in turn, now is in a position that she wants to communicate back to Mordecai. And that's where we will pick up this morning, in Esther chapter 4, verses 4 through 7. So Esther came and told her, distressed, take his sackcloth away from him, leave them. Then thought, the king's eunuchs, whom he had appointed to attend her. And she gave him a command concerning Mordecai, to learn what and why this was. So Hathach went out to Mordecai in the city square that was in the front of the king's gate. And Mordecai told him all that had happened to him, and the sum of money that Haman had promised to pay into the king's treasures to destroy the Jews. It's interesting that as we look at this unfold, Mordecai was in mourning and sackcloth. Verse 4, to Mordecai to take his sackcloth away from him, but he would not accept them. And we were taught clothes to Mordecai to remove his sackcloth. He's in mourning. Why do you suppose that she would have done that? There is no right or I believe what Mordecai is about to encourage her here in verse 14. But she, again, as we recall, was raised by Mordecai. She grew up as an adopted daughter in Mordecai's home. Mordecai was a faithful Jew. In fact, the reason why Mordecai would not bow down to Haman is Jew would bow down to an enemy of God. That within itself is a lesson. Because we, as part of God's